Steam is one of the most influential websites of all time, providing PC gamers with a seemingly unlimited market of games. Some of the greatest gaming experiences can be found on this one single platform. But just like any other service, broken products and scams galore can be found deep within the depths of the Steam marketplace. That's why I've decided to dig up all of the worst and deservedly forgotten gems that I can uncover, and show them off for the world to see. With introductions out of the way, I bring you Steam Cesspool. Ched for One Day, or wait, the fuck's this game called again? Oh yeah, One Day for Ched is the worst fucking game I've ever played in my life. If you can visualize the interactive media equivalent to the dictionary definition of utterly inept, then you can at least halfway grasp what exactly One Day for Ched is like to play.
I don't like the way you are looking at me.
Notice how I hesitate to call this a video game, because frankly, labeling this electronic botched abortion of horrendously broken programming is an insult to the art form of game design. From the outside looking in, you may be thinking, oh well, that's a bit mean, I think you ought to take that back. Yeah, well, boo-hoo. You didn't have to play this. You didn't have to record footage of and write a script around this thing. But goddamn if it wasn't a hilarious thing to do. From everything you've heard so far, you're probably thinking that I hate this game. And you're right, but my hatred of this game is matched only by my love for it. There are games like Ride to Hell Retribution and Postal 3. Games that are bad because they're needlessly offensive, poorly designed, and just painful to play. They're devoid of any joy at all. One Day for Ched is different, however. It's terrible, make no mistake, but it's enjoyably terrible. Just like the classic film The Room, One Day for Ched is so bad that it's something that needs to be seen to be believed. The poorly designed features and confusing design choices all make for a mind-numbing and laughable experience that I am all too eager to show you. With all this in mind, let's get right into One Day for Ched.
I did not hit her!
What is the one thing at the very core of any game? Well, that's a story. Any game you can think of has a story in it. Any game at all. Even the ones you think have no story actually have at least a basic story. In Doom, you're a space marine trying to stop an invasion of the Martian moon of Phobos after your entire squad has been killed off. In Pong, you're some tennis player trying to win a game of tennis or ping pong or whatever. In Ravenfield, you're a soldier in the Raven or Eagle armies trying to win an all-out, all-or-nothing war of survival. Any game you can name has a story. So what's the story of Ched? There isn't one. I've played this game 3 times all the way through. I've read all the broken English text between missions. There is no story here. There ain't shit. This video has more of a story to it than this game does. The best line I can think of that best summarizes the game's story is right here on the title screen. The story be that one dad is back. Wow, one dad is back? I didn't even know he was gone, or that he even existed. Why is one dad back exactly? Because he's back. Duh. Who is one dad? Well, he's one dad, of course, and he's back. And our lovable protagonist, Ched, has to stop him. What's his connection to Ched? Isn't it obvious? Oh, it isn't? Well, dang, I was hoping that it was. But don't worry, you, Ched, are not alone. You have John to guide you along your way. Who's John? What's his connection to Ched?
Don't worry about that.
And with that said, congratulations, you now know everything there is to know about the game's plot. At least everything I know anyway. Now that you have clear context for what's happening in the game, we can actually now get to playing it. When you actually boot up the game, you're greeted with this trashy looking menu. Not gonna lie, when I saw this for the first time, the first thought that went through my head was, did I just install a Bitcoin miner? The game also doesn't have a full screen option, so my toolbar was visible at all times. Enough said, I think. So before getting into any actual gameplay, I gotta mention that this game's cutscenes are funny in a very atrocious way. Not only is the dialogue written in a way that assumes the player already knows everything happening in the game,
Which we've already established that they won't.
but it's not even in proper English. Like, look at some of this shit, and who knows what his life would be. Maybe he will not change. Or not. You're pushing blackout. Your soul is dead. Like you are. All people are some kind of liars. It doesn't end there though, friend. Because even the grammatically correct stuff is still written like an elementary school play. This goddamn hippie destroyed my life. Cops are hunting me. I'm drinking too much alcohol. I've got so many problems. Your problems are not my fault. You're under the edge of death. Would you like to live or die? Choose. Ugh, it's so bad. Now, I know that it may not be fair to harp on their bad English. Obviously, it's not their first language. But hey, I spent like $5 or something on this game, which is too overpriced. So I say they get what they fucking deserve. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, gameplay. The gameplay fucking sucks. The graphics are awful, the gunplay isn't enjoyable, and the maps are generic. But let's tackle these problems one at a time, starting with level numero uno. We skim through a cutscene with what I assume is Ched, bitching about how he drinks too much. Whatever, I don't care. Hope your fucking liver gives out. And then...
I'm drunk. I'm very, very drunk.
Oh my god. I want to hear that one more time.
I'm drunk. I'm very, very drunk.
Jesus Christ. I don't know whether to blow my brains out or to... Actually, that's just it. I'm gonna fucking end it. That line delivery was so beautifully bad that I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I first heard it. Let this serve as a small taste of what's in store for us, because rest assured, there's more ingenious voice acting coming down the pipe as I speak. But there's still more to this small in-game cutscene, so let's keep... What is that even supposed to be? Is that one of the enemies? It looks like a charred up abortion. It looks like the swamp monster if they put him in an N64 game. It looks like a walking mound of dog shit, dude. Why does it look that way? And along with the awful design of this monster, I just realized something about the graphics as a whole. They're cell shaded. Why are the graphics cell shaded? There's zero reason for them to be like that. You want to know another game with cell shaded graphics? Borderlands. But in Borderlands, it makes sense for the graphics to be that way. It's supposed to be an action-packed, almost superhero kind of like game series, right? Even bad games like Drake of the 99 Dragons have a reason to be cel-shaded. The only reason for why Ched's graphics are stylized this way that I can think of is because the developers wanted to make their shitty graphics a little less shitty looking. Well, guess what? It didn't work. The guns aren't any better off either. A couple of them aren't too badly modeled. The worst offenders are the shotgun and the submachine gun. The shotgun looks like it was made for a Minecraft gun mod, and I think the submachine gun is meant to be an MP5K, and if it is, it's the worst MP5 I've ever seen in my life. Look at it. I don't even have to say anything. The animations are the worst part, however. The recoil is ridiculous looking on all of them. The shotgun self-pumps apparently, and what the hell is up with the pistol? The slider doesn't cock back as you fire. The gun comically goes pretty far up when you shoot it. And look at the muzzle flash. The muzzle flash literally moves up with the gun instead of dissipating in front of it. This is fucking pathetic.
Nice fucking model!
But ironically, the best weapon is the pistol. I think it has the best accuracy, it has unlimited ammo, and it has the only secondary fire that's even worth using. And I will give some credit where it's due. The guns all do decent damage, and they're hit scan based instead of projectile based, so it's pretty hard to miss hitting the enemies. Speaking of enemies, I think it's about time we actually left the first area and continued playing the game. After killing the first enemy, I instinctively hit the R button to reload, but instead of reloading, the level resets itself. Yeah, guns in one day for Ched don't reload, they just have one single long thread of ammo, like in most 90s FPS games. I can accept that, that's fine, but what I can't accept are all the times I accidentally reset the levels while I was playing. Seriously, why does R reset the level? Just leave it blank! Even more interesting, if you press F, Ched ragdolls onto the ground. I have no clue what that does, if anything. So again, excellent choices, guys. Anyway, after you kill the first monster, a door opens and more poorly designed enemies show themselves. You got Mohawk Mummy Man, Satan, a bootleg homunculus, and two of the lost Russian cosmonauts. Now, I know it looks like I'm making short work of these losers, But this is my third playthrough of the game that you're watching. When I played this for the first time, I got my ass handed to me over and over again, but after enough grinding, I was able to beat them every time I fought them. And don't worry, even if you only barely survive, there's a medkit for you.
Health kit. Just in time.
Amazing. After a repeat of the first monster battle, the first level is over, and as your reward, you're greeted with another great cutscene. I don't feel like talking about it though, because these cutscenes are more like fever dreams than dialogues, and I don't want to trigger some Winter Soldier episode, so I'm gonna cue it. Level 2 starts up and we're greeted with... It was at this point I realized that this game isn't hard at all. It's actually really easy. The only reason it seems hard is because the game devs unfairly overbuffed all the enemies to pad the game out. I also realized it would take me too long to beat the game than it would have if I didn't turn on God mode. Yeah, I'm cheating, but I don't feel bad because this game cheated me out of a good couple of bucks. Level 2 is probably the worst level in the game because it's the longest and is also the only one that crashed on me. Twice. Essentially, it's a big key hunt to open doors, to find more keys to open more doors. And one of those keys is hidden in a piano for some reason. And Ched finds it because he decides he wants to play said piano. Yeah, that's what I do too. Everyone has to take a break when they're on a mission to save humanity or whatever Ched's doing. However, this level has the first boss fight of the game. And again, I have to ask, what the fuck am I fighting? This big asshole looks like if Ant-Man and the Mothman had sex and birthed out a deformed son. Why does he have these huge sausage arms but no legs? So ugly, so bad, just so pointless. Just pointless. It's also worth pointing out that all of the bosses in this game work on a timer and only die once that timer hits 0. Your guns do no damage to them, and yet the game acts like they do by having these dumb messages display overhead. Why not just have the boss take damage? Why's it gotta be on this timer? But anyway, with Dollar Store Ant-Man defeated, we can move on to level 3.
Yeah. This room is kinda dirty.
Why does Ched say it that way? It sounds so sexual the way he says it. Level 3 takes place inside of what I think is an apartment complex. Not that it matters much because this map is just as shit as all the others. The level starts off with you having to find keys in all these rooms, and then once you have them all, you can unlock this door right here, and inside of this room, there's this big-ass IED. A big-ass IED that only puts a small 2-foot by 2-foot hole in this wall. Seriously, that's it? You could have at least destroyed the entire middle section for me. Also random thought, but this might be my favorite enemy in the game. Look at him. He's so cute. Anyway, thought's over. Time to get fucked by my shotgun spread. Anyway, we kill all the bastards and... Holy black Jesus, what the hell is that thing? This thing wants to kill you? Oh, yeah, thanks game. I totally couldn't tell by its Jason Voorhees deformed fucking head. What am I looking at? This thing looks like it's the result of a threesome between Bowser, a Hell Knight, and one of those ants from Ants. You know, the animated film that no one fucking remembers. I can't tell if this is the ugliest model in Ched or the best one. This thing is so ugly it could be a modern art masterpiece. And to make things even more clusterfucked, a comically overdramatic rendition of Pop Goes the Weasel is playing while I'm fighting this boss. Big quotes around fighting because again, the bosses are on timers. Anyway, that level eventually ends and we move on to the penultimate level. Yes, I said penultimate. This game has only 5 levels in it. At this point, I don't know if I should be mad or happy. On one hand, that's criminal, and on the other, the game is mercifully short for how bad it is. But regardless, we gotta trek onwards. As the level starts, Ched opens up with,
Uncomfortable room. Only dwarves can live there.
why? What relevance does that have? Does Ched have a prejudice against midgets? Is this enemy called a dwarf? I guess they are, because after killing this guy, Ched says,
Ah! Goddamn dwarves.
I hate this game. After 2 minutes of crawling around in a poorly designed vent crawling section, we finally encountered the level's boss. This boss is incredibly easy to not get killed by, and I'm not just saying that because I have God mode on. You see that room behind the boss? Yeah, just go in it and close the door behind you. Enemies in this game can't open doors, and unlike regular enemies, bosses just die off. So congratulations, you've beaten this boss without even having to look at him. How brave of you. Also, why are there elevator panels by these normal house doors? Then, finally, we've entered the final level. This is the last time I'm going to do this. Yeah, it's about time. Level 5 is probably objectively the best level out of the bunch. It's the most distinct. It has the best looking enemies, not that that's saying much at all. It even has some dynamic features like the fact that there's hot water that damages you when you walk on it. That's pretty impressive by Ched standards. And sadly enough, when I shot the water, I was blown away by the fact the shots cause splash animations. You see, that's how inept and empty this game is. A fucking basic water animation is enough to wow me at this point. They really went all out for this last level, am I right? There's even hot steam that blows in your face at one point that damages you, although this was more annoying than anything else, because there's no way to dodge it, and you have no choice but to let it damage you. Good job, Ched. You take one step forward, then you take a step back. Can't say I'm surprised, honestly. Anyway, after fighting through a few repetitive rooms of monsters, we finally reach him. Finally. He shows himself. Finally, we've come face to face with one dad himself. After exterminating his army and killing off his high command, one dad has chosen to kill us by his own hand. This fight will no doubt be a hard one. It will surely require all my strength, my wit, and a good amount of luck. A fight for humanity's survival itself. Nah, fuck that. I'll just choose to opt out of the level instead. Seriously? I can't believe they actually let you do that. The game has been hyping up the might of one dad this whole time, and they just give you the option to leave? Oh well, I guess. Nice job, Ched. Finish before sunset. Yeah, good job. Good job just letting the all-powerful one dad leave and take another chance at killing humanity a second time. You're a real hero. Superman's got nothing on you. Anyway, that's the whole game done. The last cutscene goes on to talk about how Ched woke up from a drunken nap on the side of the road, implying that the whole game was a dream or something. Then he gets hit by a car or whatever and fucking dies. Yeah, that sucks, I guess. What a happy ending. One dad got away, Ched died in an act of driver's negligence, and I wasted my money and my time playing this game. All in all, a pretty happy ending. The last screen of the game displays text that's in like Bulgarian or Russian or something. It also tells me that if I act like a motherfucker like Ched, I'll die. Good advice, game. Act like Ched, you'll get murdered in a drive-by. So what left is there to say, really? I know I've been trash-talking this game the whole time. However, like I said earlier, this is a game that's so bad, it's good. In my opinion, this is the room of video games. Do I recommend you buy it, though? Not really. As opposed to hilariously bad movies, you actually have to physically trudge through hilariously bad games. So what I actually recommend you do is watch this video one more time, share it around, subscribe to Elmo Sanchez maybe, so you can watch what bad game I talk about next. And remember, don't be a Ched.